Hi. So you've all made it to our last session, and we're incredibly grateful that you actually stayed the whole day with us. We completely understand that it's a very long event, and in summery days, despite being lucky here at the Marsilius and having air conditioning, that makes it more bearable. Definitely, we wanted to make this session a bit shorter. So first, for some reason, the other fellows decided that I should summarize our experience, probably because I am the one that was the most vocal about complaining about anything that I didn't think was going the right way. So maybe this is why I'm here. And despite me complaining a lot during this fellowship, not in a bad sense, but I was very observant on how sometimes we complicate stuff. So I'm going to talk about our experience as fellows. Can you click? Where's the clicker? Green, right? Yeah. No. Back. Oh, no. Back. One back. Okay. Okay. This. Thank you. So our experience. And it was definitely an eventful year. I'm going to admit, I still remember the first time I had to come to the Marsilius. I was incredibly nervous, and any of my friends will still recall that I was like, oh my God, what have I gotten into? This is an entire year of work with people I have no idea who they are, and only I had seen their general kind of trend of research, right? So I found, oh, maybe I can talk a little bit more with Vika, and like I can relate a bit more with Hector, but like, what am I supposed to talk about with Chris? Which is, I think, something that a lot of us struggled throughout the entire fellowship, how to relate to Chris's research. Eventually, we had a lot of meetings where we tried to break down all of our research. And I think the biggest learning point that we all had was this idea that we needed to stop limiting ourselves through the lenses of our disciplines. Because when we first started trying to break it down, right, trying to find anything in common, like whether it was data visualization, whether it was, oh, we all look at patterns, something, just something in common, there was always a but. They're like, but that's not really what I do. I mean, it's more complex than that. Of course, it's more complex than that. But like, how are you supposed to find commonalities between a diverse group as ours, right? So eventually, another learning point was not just not limiting ourselves, but also starting to get to know each other as scientists. What can we contribute to the group? And I think today really summarizes that, because you will, or you already have seen, the mixture of our strengths. So I haven't spoken that much today, but you've seen the data is our competition. That was, for some reason, I decided to come up with it because I'm obsessed with data visualization. And I thought that was a common theme that a lot of us shared. You've already seen the games and the simulations that we thought was a good part to put together our different skills in coding, creativity, and making science a little bit more fun. Because it's not just about our disciplines. Something else we learned was that science communication, it's about just showing or sharing knowledge. And sometimes we don't need to share exactly the knowledge of our own discipline, but we can help other disciplines share the knowledge that they may have. So some of our strengths, like in my case, was creativity and data visualization, and probably complaining about something not looking the exact same color I wanted it to be, really helped put together the event today. But finally, when I asked all of my colleagues to send me a couple of short lines of what this year had actually been for them, how, like, their experience, the most common thing was actually fun. And I think a lot of us, the first one, did not expect how much fun I would have during this fellowship. Getting to know each of my fellows as people, getting to know their research, their personal interests, our travel stories, talking about food, or being completely like 24 hours together, 48 hours, I think it was, during the retreat, and being fully forced to socialize with each other in all different manners, and putting together also all of our customs and really getting to know each other on different aspects of our lives. And understanding as well that this openness that we have, or that we learned during our year at the Marsilius for science, was also applicable in terms of culture. As you may have already realized, not everybody here as fellows, we don't all come from Germany. And the one story I'm going to share, aside from the fact that you'll already realize, not only by my name, but also about my attitude, that I'm very Southern European, I'm very Latin American from my parents. However, the last thing you would expect is that during a retreat, I was actually fasting for Ramadan. And it was very surprising to a lot of my colleagues. They were like, how? Like, why? Like, they didn't really understand, first of all, because nothing about me would tell them that I would do that. But they were incredibly open about it, not only to understand what was going on, but getting to know more about the rituals. And they were so nice. They would always try to drink water, like have their coffee breaks a little bit away from me, or they would encourage me to take some of the snacks in napkins back to my room, so then when sunset came, I could also enjoy the same food that they were enjoying during the day, which I did, and I had a lot of fun. And I think that experience as well showcases the different aspects that the fellowship can bring. It's not just about science communication, it's not about interdisciplinary, but it's about bringing people together. And in this case, I'm very proud to say that the cohort of this year really brought together an intercultural communication as well as an interdisciplinary one. And I'm very much thankful for my fellows, for all of the discussions, the fun that we've had, and all the patience you've had whenever I complained about science communication not including social sciences. Because social sciences, we do science. And I think we need to be more included in certain conversations. Having said all of this, and trying to summarize a year of fun and a year of laughter, but also a little bit of frustration, I think, and tiredness, I do want to encourage anybody who's thinking for next year. We know the current call for the Young Marsilius 24-25 is already closed, and they're soon going to announce it. But if any of you is closer to finishing your PhD, or you just started your postdoc, and you might be thinking about applying, I truly, as well as any of the current fellows, would highly recommend you this experience. It will help you grow as a scientist, but it will also, I think it's a fun thing to make new friends that you wouldn't necessarily meet in your day-to-day life, because all of our institutes are not even next to each other. So I think this was an absolute amazing opportunity. So I'll shut up about ourselves, and I will continue to the part that I would believe most of you stayed for, which is the data is art winners, right? But before, I present this, I'm gonna ask the boys if you could pick up the map, it's right outside. And I will explain why this came to be. During our very fun retreat, we were trying to get together things about how to visualize science. And some of us said that some of our contributions could be how creative and how we could simplify science and we could make it fun. So while we were talking about this, I explicitly remember talking about the science fair and people giving contributions. And Saskia kept on talking to me, but Paula, you have to give something, you can give something, you can give something. And she said something like that for like 5 minutes, until I think immediately I interrupted everybody, and I said, I've got it. So this year, we decided to do something that is called artistic data collection in real life. So all of you would have already seen the map, and we wanted to just show how it turned out to be. And I'm going to read it in a very positive way. Yes, it is very Eurocentric. But as you may know, I am a sociologist. I'm a cultural sociologist that studied political sciences, okay? So I was in the wrong major. But The way I want to read this is the following. Europe is not as isolated as we think it is. I would like to think that Europe is a place where different cultures can encounter. Europe is a place where intercultural communication and intercultural meetings can be facilitated in our everyday life. Oops, sorry. Sorry, that's my fault. So, as you may know, data or graphs can be read in different ways. And I think I'm choosing to read this one in a positive way. So I just wanted to thank everybody who input their stories. And maybe one day we will be able to complement such map with everybody's actual landmarks to get to know better your stories and understand what's behind all of those lines and dots. So we just wanted to thank you for being so proactive and participating. And this is going to stay at the Marsilius as our gift to the college. Thank you. Gosh, I'm speaking so much. Wait. There. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm speaking so much. So for the Data is Art winners, I'm going to announce the winners. I already counted the votes, triple counted, made sure it's saved on my computer. So if anybody has any doubts, there's proof of how many votes everybody received. Then the second point is you're all going to receive diplomas from us, but unfortunately, the prizes didn't arrive on time. So you're going to have to come back for them. But I will give you the spoiler that each of the winners will get 2 books. One, which is called actually Data, is like Dear Data, which is what inspired this contest. It's a data visualization exercise between 2 friends that would record everything that they did during their week in postcards. And they would draw their postcards as graphs, and they would send it to each other. And this is an actual exhibition of art, and they made a book. But also, they made kind of like a diary so that you could start recording data and understanding that it can be as well very creative, and the sky is the limit when we start recording or trying to put information. So I'm going to start. As you know, we had 3 categories. The first one is the most original. And, well, okay. Yeah, so the most original one is number 2 by Clara Vasquez Martel, Samantha O. Kat, and Eva Blasco. If you're here. I really liked it. Thank you so much. And please come back. We will let you know when you can come back for your books. Okay. Then comes, so too many papers. The most informative was won by number 1 by Anand Ruban Agarvas. And the most aesthetic, which is the one a lot of people, by a lot, would hang in their living room, was won by Dylan Nelson. Yes, let's clap, even if he's not here. No? Okay. Well, we'll have his diploma. Okay. Thank you so much. We have to take a picture, right? Yeah.
Yeah, not in the
Is it good? Great, thank you. Thank you so much.